All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the second part of the show, we're now going to look at the power rankings that were released this week, and I'll give you my thoughts on those. So, yeah, we'll do the top 15. Um, Saints are at 15, but, they obviously missed the playoffs. So we'll start now. We'll go to 14. So they got the Steelers at 14. I don't disagree with this. I feel like when you look at the Bucks and the Packers, I would probably put them slightly ahead over them right now, just because I like the way. Well, the Bucks not so much the way the offense has been the last couple of weeks, but with now T.J. Watt being out, that really just hurts this team, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. But you got to give them credit though; they've won, 3 straight. Mason Rudolph kind of changed the course of the season. When the Steelers made the decision to go with him as the quarterback going forward. And I can't sit here and be like, well, that was they should have did that from the beginning, even though Steeler fans were chanting for Rudolph when Trubisky was starting. I think Trubisky shouldn't have had. I will say this. Excuse me. I would say that Trubisky shouldn't have had as long of a leash as he did. I feel like you should have at least seen what Rudolph had earlier. They did put him in the last possession they had against the Colts, but who knew Mason Rudolph was going to lead the Steelers to the playoffs? I didn't. I thought because Rudolph, when he started, he wasn't good, but you got to give him credit. He sat on the bench for a long time, got another opportunity, and he made the most of it. And now they're going to be playing the Bills, which is going to be tough, and especially without their best player, which we'll talk about more in the next segment. So, but yeah, they got them at 14. The Packers at 13, they went up 3 spots. I just love the way their offense has been playing. Aaron Jones being back, he's ran for over 100, or I think 3 straight games of 100 yards, or let's just double check just to make sure. And because he's been in and out of the lineup all year. But 3 straight games of 100 yards against the Panthers, 127, the Vikings 120, Bears 111. That's big going into this playoff game against the Cowboys, because you're going to want to keep that offense off the field. So the running game, and you hope A.J. Dillon comes back, because he was also hurt for this game. I was looking at looking at stuff regarding Christian Watson and his status, and it doesn't seem. I think mostly it was just they're unsure if he's going to play, but it's probably going to be he's not going to play, which is unfortunate, because you'd want to see him out there the way this offense has been clicking. And we saw that on Thanksgiving. We saw that in the Chiefs game when he caught a couple of touchdowns, but after the Chiefs game, he's been hurt since then. So, obviously guys like Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, those guys are still going to have to continue to step up. Bo Melton, I'm looking forward to the game against Dallas. I'm hoping it's not going to be a blowout, even though I kind of think it is. But, I want to see the Packers just go in there and just play a competitive game, and listen, hey, I know Aaron Rodgers isn't there anymore, but the Packers have playoff success against Dallas. So we'll see if that continues. Even without Aaron Rodgers. Maybe that magic will still, listen, the Packers won the Super Bowl there many years ago, maybe in that stadium. So maybe that magic will come out on Sunday. We'll see. I hope it's a good game. But so then at 12 you got the Buccaneers. See, it's weird because the Packers played both the Steelers and the Bucs. They lost to the Bucs. They lost to the Steelers. They got the Packers ranked ahead of the Steelers. I probably still put the Packers ahead of the Steelers. The Bucs, right now, the Packers' offense, the way they've been playing, I would probably put them slightly ahead of the Bucs. Because these last two, just because it's one of those, what have you done for me lately? The Bucs' offense has not been good the last 2 weeks. So, and Baker Mayfield's a little banged up. So I would put the Packers slightly ahead of the Bucs. But listen, I'm hoping that the Bucks, their offense wakes up when they play the Eagles, and they could pull off an upset there, the way the Eagles have been playing. But we'll see. Um, they'll be at home at least. So then at 11, you got the Eagles, and I don't disagree with this. I would still put the Eagles ahead of the three teams that we already talked about, but I mean it's not really saying that much right now because the Eagles are just they are in a free fall. I mean I can't believe it. This team was 10-1 at one point, and they finished the season 11-6. Um, and I mean we'll see what ends up happening. I mean can they? Like I said, they can win a playoff game, get to the next round, but that's as far as they're gonna go. Um, and it's more so because I think of how their defense has been playing, because their defense can't stop anybody. I mean, you lose to the Cardinals, you lose to the Giants the last two games. The Cardinals are a last place team, the Giants third place team, but still, you own the Giants. I mean, you barely beat the Giants the first time. The Giants capitalized on mistakes. So, yeah, I we'll see what happens in this game against Tampa. I still think they can win that because again, Tampa, again, their offense the way they've been playing the last 2 weeks. I feel like the Eagles could still win that, but that I think that's as far as they're going to go because they're going to end up playing. They're going to end up playing the 49ers or Dallas, and it's not going to be good. So yeah, they're at 11. Then at 10, we got the Rams. Um, Honestly, I would put the Rams ahead of the Texans, who are at 9. I kind of like the Rams and their offense a little bit better than the Texans, but I can't disagree with that. I'm not gonna, go crazy over it. But the Rams, listen, they're gonna be playing in the best game of the weekend probably, and that's gonna be when they play the Lions on Sunday night. Stafford making his return to Detroit. Jared Goff will be facing his former team. They obviously played each other a couple of years ago, but now it's in a playoff game in Detroit, which is going to be a lot of fun. This team could make a deep playoff run. Now, if they win, they probably end up playing the 49ers. They're going to play either the 49ers or the Cowboys, I think. Because right now they're what are they? Are they the 7th? No. What seed are they? No, they're the 6th seed. They're the 6th seed. So, yeah, they're going to play. I mean, yeah, they would end up playing the 49ers. Which, again, they just won there, but, that was with, the backups playing. So, it's going to be different. And that's a place that they've had a problem winning at. Again, they just won, but that was with the backups playing. So, but, listen, they're a different team now. Kyron Williams running the ball. Ever since he came back, that just flipped the switch, and that's really gotten them going. Stafford has looked like, prime Matthew Stafford. Cooper Kupp has gotten it going since he's come back from injury. I mean, it took some time. There were a couple of weeks where he wasn't really doing much, but he's gone back to his former self, and it helps when you got Puka Nacua on the other side, who's had a great rookie season. So, listen, I think this team could be a team that can make a playoff run. The 49ers is, again, the one thing that's going to stand in their way. So we'll have to see. So 9, like I said, you got the Texans. I mean, right now I feel like the game against the Browns is kind of like a coin flip because now you got Stroud back. Because when they played each other a couple weeks ago, it was Case Keenum playing quarterback. Now it's going to be Stroud, and that's going to change everything. And the Texans, they put up a lot of points at home. So we'll see. But, again, you got to give the Texans a lot of credit for what they've been able to do this year. That game is going to be one of the better games of the weekend, is Texans-Browns. And that'll be the game that starts us off. So then at 8, you got the Dolphins. They've had a little bit of a rough stretch, especially the last 2 weeks against the Bills and the Ravens. And now they're going to be going to Kansas City, and it's going to be cold. So they could be one and done, which is disappointing because, how they started off the year. You thought, maybe this team could go to the Super Bowl, but, they couldn't really beat a winning team. I mean, they did beat Dallas, but, yeah, it just it's been a rough go for them, and especially also because of the injuries too that they've been dealing with. But it seems like they're going to get Waddle and Mostert back for this game against the Chiefs, but they're going to be missing guys on defense. Then you got the Chiefs at 7. I mean, I can't really. I'm fine with that because the teams ahead of them I like better, um, where they're at right now. But listen, it's the playoffs now, and I'm hoping the Chiefs play smarter where they're not doing all these. You have the running back hand it off to the quarterback and you fumble and it leads to a touchdown. Like, let's see if the Chiefs can turn it on here. But we've been waiting for that all year with their offense. It hasn't happened. However, they got the defense, something that they really haven't. I mean, listen, the defense has made their plays in the playoffs with Mahomes, but this is the first year where the defense. This is the best defense Mahomes has played with. We've talked about that a few times. So, we'll see what ends up happening on Saturday. But they got the Chiefs at 7. Got the Browns at 6. I mean, listen, that's another team that I think can make a deep playoff run. But this game against the Texans, with Stroud being back, is going to be tough. Like I said, it's going to be a coin flip. And then the top 5, you got the Lions. I think the defense has been playing a little better, which is good. But this game against the Rams is going to be tough. So, and especially now they're not going to have Sam Laporta. That really hurts their offense. But we'll see. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs has been running the football well. They got a nice 1-2 combination with him and Montgomery. So, and if the defense is playing better, this team's going to be scary to face. And I don't think Dallas is going to want to face them again if they do end up playing against each other. And then the top 4, you got the Bills. I feel like the Bills might be ranked a little too high. Josh Allen scares me with the turnovers. But listen, they got the 2 seed, and I'm really hoping we actually get to see Mahomes play Josh Allen now in Buffalo in the playoffs, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. But I'm leaning that way with the games this weekend. But we could see an upset. We definitely could. And then the top 3 is Dallas, San Francisco, and Baltimore. Can't argue with that. The Ravens, I think, because of what they were able to do to the 49ers on Christmas, I think they should be the number 1 team. And like people are saying, the only way the Ravens are going to lose is if they beat themselves, because they are the best team in the AFC. They are. Like, the Bills have the 2 seed, the Chiefs have the 3, but, the way they've been inconsistent at times, and the Ravens, again, they've had their bad games this year, but I just feel like the Ravens are the best team, and they should find their way to the Super Bowl. They should, and we'll pick those. I will make my my bracket on Friday, but you could probably already tell where I'm leaning. But yeah, those are the power rankings for this week. Let me know what you guys think about them. And before we go to break, I just want to remind you guys again to tip or donate and get your comments recognized. Make sure to go to the following link. That is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. Again, that really helps the show, makes the show more interactive between myself, the host, and you guys, the viewers. Again, that is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. And as always, it is displayed on the ticker on the bottom of the show segment down below. So, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So when we come back from our second break of the show, we're going to talk about T.J. Watt being ruled out for this playoff game against the Bills. How is that going to impact this game? And we already talked about it, but we'll talk about it more when we come back. So stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.